sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here's the rainbow I've been praying. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me by. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, 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 sunshiny day.
Oh, good morning and welcome, everyone. Oh, okay, with all the chit-chat that was happening, I know that there's a little bit more energy than that. Let's start over. Good morning and aloha, everyone. Yay! There it is. I knew you were all here. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. My name is Michelle LeMay. I'm on the Board of Trustees. I'm a practitioner intern, and I'm going to share all the good things that we've got going on this week because we've got some big stuff happening. So hold on to your seats, and everything is in the program that you received at the door by the beautiful Malama team. So first thing, directly after service, we've got two very important things happening. The first is what we have been doing monthly called Rap with the Revs. And that's an opportunity to circle up, to meet your fellow spiritual travelers and kind of share our story, get to know the Revs a little bit more, and a chance for us to get to know each other more. So that's going to be pretty much directly after service. I say pretty much because we always have our social time and our treat time. But if you are wanting to stay for that, we invite you to join us. And then just before we do Rap with the Revs, we are going to be doing where we have, you may have seen some of these tickets going around, we are going to be doing a drawing, two drawings actually, for one ticket each for Tomatoes on a Windowsill. Yay! So the tickets are $1 a piece or 6 for $5. You can see Deborah out back. You can also just straight up purchase a ticket if you want to do that as well. And that they're going to be Thursday and Friday. I'm going to share a little bit more about that. And then Ron LeMay is also going to have them around, and I'll probably be coming around. So everything that is brought in through the ticket sales of the actual play is all a fundraiser for CSL, but more importantly, it's to help Rita celebrate her 65th birthday. Yay! Which she already received a beautiful lei for. And so, Tomatoes on a Windowsill. If you haven't heard about it yet, there's flyers out back. We've been really talking about it a lot because we're really excited. This is actually a play that Rita wrote, Patrick directed, and they toured with this. They did over 100 different shows for 3 years all around the mainland. So this is something that's a big deal, and they brought it back. They rebirthed it, I guess would be a good word, for the fundraiser, but also to celebrate Rita's 65th birthday. And this will be it. This will be it, folks. They're not going to rebirth it again and again and again and again. So 2 nights only. It's not going on tour. It's just going to be right here. And it's going to be both Thursday and Friday evenings. And as I mentioned, tickets are out back for sale. Today it's $25. You can also come and buy them at the door, and that'll be $30 for that. So again, everything's a fundraiser for CSL. And then also, we have extra flyers out back, so if you want to pass them out to your friends, invite friends. If you want to buy tickets for a chance to win a ticket to give to a friend and invite someone, it's not just for people that come to CSL, it's for the community at large. So definitely feel free to share and spread the word for this exciting event, and it's an amazing performance. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll learn a lot about Rita and her family. You'll learn all about her family, which is always great. I'm going to write one too. Just saying. And that actually takes me to flying solo, which is a 6-week process, where we delve in and we get to choose something from our lives. We will do a 10, 12-minute one-person performance. But you can choose anything from your life, something significant, something poignant, something that was life-changing. But the process itself is life-changing as well. So that's probably where some family stuff will come up. At least it did last time. And that we already have 4 people that have committed. We do prefer to have 6. Yes, Charles is one of them. I'm one of them. I know Diane, and then Judah, I believe. So we do need a few more to be able to do this. It starts in 2 weeks on Thursday the 15th. It does run for 6 weeks, and then on the 20th is when we'll invite everybody to come watch us talk about, our families. No, I'm just kidding. It could be whatever we talk about. I'm just joking with that. But it is something that we do have a sign up out back. And if you are wanting to know more about what flying solo is, see one of us who has done it in the past, because it's really life changing. It's really, it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful process. And and actually, we get to utilize Reverend Rita and Patrick and their theatrical background, but also just their the process that they have created for us is really beautiful. And we've got more, back to Reverend Rita, we've got more of her books that came in. She printed out a book or published a book called This Thing Called Treatment. And it's all about spiritual mind treatment, the history of it, where it came from, and how Ernest Holm came about bringing this all together for us. So it is out back in the bookstore, along with many, many other good things in the bookstore. We also have a healing circle that'll be coming up in a few weeks, our Science of Mind, where we come together and just really let go of everything that no longer serves us and fills us up with love. And we do that through music and meditation and prayer. So that's going to be in a few weeks as well. All right. Well, thank you so much for your kind attention. And here's Reverend Rita and Reverend Patrick.
Thank you, Michelle. Aloha. Oh, so good to look out at all of you.
There's a lot of great energy in here today. I can feel it. Feel it and heal it.
Such exuberant energy. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you. So I think first what we're going to do, what we're going to do is light our peace candle like we do every week, knowing that it does make a difference as we hold the consciousness of peace within ourselves and let that just ripple out into the world. Things are changing. We can already feel it, can't we? Things have happened the last few weeks that let us know things are definitely changing for the good. So let's take a moment and breathe into that center within ourselves where peace resides, that we can go anytime we want. It's there waiting for us to recognize it. So let's take that moment now. Now let's just take that piece that we've connected with and just bring it out into expression in this service and as we go from here. And so it is. So, for those of you that don't know us, I'm Reverend Rita. This is Reverend Patrick. If you just walked in, Maria Christina over here doing our music today. We're so grateful for her. Thank you. And you are in a Center for Spiritual Living where we practice quantum physics.
It's out of the bag. It's out of the bag.
I said that today. I was like, it's called the science of mind and spirit, but it really is quantum physics. They just didn't have that term back then. So, but as I'm rereading the science of mind right now, as I'm rereading the science of mind, the text right now, I'm going, oh my God, is Joe Dispenza's Bruce Lipton, are they reincarnations of Ernest Holmes? Of course, Ernest Holmes said he would never be reincarnated, so that he was gone, that he was done, and if somebody said that they were Ernest Holmes, not to believe them. But but anyway.
So there goes my gig.
Anyway, so yes, we practice the power of thought here and the power of changing our lives through changing our minds. And that is what we do. We change our minds and then our lives outpicture differently. And we practice that here. We practice that divine intelligence that resides within us. And as we use that intelligence and allow it to direct our lives through us, then everything changes because our perspective changes. So it is a beautiful thing. So welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. Yay.
Yes, welcome. And who is here for the very first time? But please don't try to hide because we have little shell necklaces around you and we know, there you go. So there's still time to hit the door, even though it's no. What I do know is that we know something about you and we'd like to share it with everyone, if you don't mind. What is your first name? Just BB. Welcome, BB. So let's tell BB who she is and everyone else who they. So, ready? You are magnificent. And we know that about you, BB, because we know that about ourselves, right? So let's all say it together, shall we? I am magnificent. Now, behind you, you don't have to get up or anything, but there's this man there that looks very professional with the camera. What happens every Sunday, and Carrie and Michael are out there today, by the way, this is the opportunity for people to see what we do here and bring it to them if they are off island or just didn't want to get up this morning. They are live streaming, so let us let them know who they are. You are magnificent. Now look to your left, to your right, roll around. Let somebody know who they are. You are magnificent. You are magnificent. You are. Do I need to say it? You are magnificent. Magnificent.
You got a haircut.
Magnificent. Oh, good. I just said that before. Wow. There's a lot of magnificence going. So why don't we get up on our feet and have our opening song and let's celebrate our magnificence, shall we? There's Luis on drums. The words are in your program.
We are eternal, we are boundless, born of infinite bliss consciousness, by the grace of love. We are eternal, we are boundless, we choose peace and happiness, by the grace of love. So let's surrender, knowing everything's gonna be alright. We come from and return to love. Let's all surrender, knowing everything's gonna be alright. We come from and return to love. To love.
So what I know is that things are more than just all right. They are magnificent. And each one of us have come together today with wide eyes open to celebrate who and what we are. And that is good. That is God. That is whatever name you want to call it. But I know each and every one of us are this thing called love. Love, love, love. And it moves through us, as us, and is identifying itself as each and every one of us. That's right. We are the activity of good. We are the activity of God. Takes my breath away, but I still have more of it, trust me. So what I know is that each and every one of us are expressing right here laughter, love, power. And that is who we are. That's our identity. And that is the good news that we share today, because we have come here on purpose. No accidents in this thing called life. We are on purpose, and we have come here together as a family, as Ohana, to remember who we are and to share that not only with ourselves, but with every single light being that we come in contact with. Now that's something to get up at 9 a.m. for, my friends. Do I hear yes? Yes. So let's celebrate our divinity. Let's celebrate our truth. And let us just have at it for this wonderful day, this opportunity that has been given to each and every one of us. So with that, I just say thank you. Mahalo, mahalo, mahalo. 1 million mahalos. As we just let it be, we let it go. As together as one, we say, and so it is.
We are eternal, we are boundless, born of infinite bliss consciousness. By the grace of love, we are eternal, we are boundless, we choose peace and happiness. By the grace of love, so let's surrender, knowing everything's gonna be alright. We come from and return to love. Let's all surrender, knowing everything's gonna be alright. We come from and return to love. Yeah, we come from and return to love. To love.
Woo! Maria Cristina and Luis.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Reverend Diane Decker, a staff minister here at the Center for Spiritual Living. You are beautiful today. Look at you. Oh. Reverend Rita and Patrick are talking today about healing. And all month, I think, we're talking about healing. And so I've been delving deeply into the section of the Science of Mind text called Physical Perfection. And the first part of that chapter is all about why and how we can heal. And so I brought you a quote from Ernest Holmes today from that section of the book. And if you're interested in healing an individual thing, that's further on in the textbook. But this is why and how we can heal. So although man isn't inherently a perfect idea in the mind of God, we cover it up with our own personality, with our own ideas and our own thinking, yes? Ernest Holmes writes, healing then is accomplished by uncovering, neutralizing, and erasing false images of thought, and letting the perfect idea reflect itself through mind into the body. Healing, then, is accomplished by uncovering, neutralizing, and erasing false thought, and letting the perfect idea reflect itself through mind and into the body. So let's take this into meditation now and spend a few moments in quiet, releasing, uncovering, and neutralizing our negative thinking and allowing the perfect idea to come to the surface. Healing then is accomplished by uncovering, neutralizing, and erasing false thoughts, letting the perfect idea reflect itself through mind into the body. Knowing that there is only one power, one presence, and one love that is moving in and through each one of us in a divine and perfect way, I give thanks for the knowledge that healing is our divine birthright. I speak my word now, knowing that right where I am, the power, the presence, and the love of God is. And that this power, this presence, this love is in and through all people everywhere. It is in and through all life. And so that pattern of perfection, the divine image for the human, is right where each one of us is. And so with this word, I uncover, I release, I let go of anything that is covering that divine image for each one of us today. I speak this word knowing that it is already an accomplished fact in the mind of God. There is nothing between God and the body except our thinking. And so this word now turns around our thinking so that that perfect divine image can shine through each one of our lives in a way that is indeed miraculous. And so I give thanks that this is already occurring for each one of us in the right and perfect way. Anything unlike that perfection is being dissolved and released and neutralized in the most gentle and easy way. And I give thanks that even now the strength of Spirit is moving in. The divine energy of Spirit is infusing every cell with the vibrant life of Spirit. And wellness can be the only result of that. And so I give thanks that it is already done. Knowing that wellness is not just about the body, I embrace wellness in finances. I embrace wellness in relationships. I embrace wellness in right livelihood. Knowing that it's all the same thing. It's our divine expression of life on this planet. And so I give thanks right here and right now that the universe, the law, accepts this word and brings it forth into manifestation in the way that is indeed perfect. The universe always says yes. And so it is done in this moment. It is done. And I am watching and open to see how it unfolds in my life and in the lives of each person within the sound of my voice. Mahalo keakua. Mahalo for the gifts, the blessings, the love that is even now raining down on each one of us in a way that is allowing us to thrive. And so together we release this word by saying, and so it is. And so it is.
I've got peace like a river, peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, and it flows like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, and it flows like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, and it flows like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. Peace like a river, peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river, and it flows like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean, ocean and it flows like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain, joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain and it flows like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Diane. Thank you, Maria. Wow. I've had quite a week, guys. And I just want to tell you that I'm so grateful for the science of mind and spirit that I practice and have been practicing for probably 20 years now. Wow. Maybe before that, and I didn't know what it was. That's what a lot of people find. Yeah, so we titled our first talk, Feel It, Heal It. So we could take that a couple of ways. We could say, you know, we don't deny our feelings. We feel our feelings, so we're feeling it. But then there comes a point where we want to heal it. We don't want to be wallowing in our feelings, of sadness or morbidity or any of those things. We want to heal it. And as Reverend Diane said in her quote, healing is revealing, it's neutralizing the negative and bringing forth the positive. And that the positive is always there. If it wasn't always there, we could never create it. We just cover it up, like she said in the quote. We're covering it up, but it's still there. Our spirits are perfect, no matter what. So I came up with another way of saying feel it, because we call spirit, the energy, God, we call it it. I remember when we said that to my little niece, she said, it. She's thinking Adam's family or something. But she said, I don't like that word, but we call it because it doesn't have it's not a him or a her, it is the presence. It is both, it's everything. So we call it it, so I said, feel it. If we're feeling it, then we can heal it with a small I. So that's where we go in spiritual mind treatment. That's where we go when we want healing. We go to it, the large divine intelligence that dwells within us that makes everything all right, as you said in your song, Maria. Ernest Holmes in the 1900s wrote, "We are living in an intelligent universe that responds to our mental states. To the extent that we learn to control these mental states, we shall automatically control our environment." Is this quantum physics or what? Yeah. So I've been doing this meditation with Dr. Dispenza that says, that we're not, stop laughing. Do we have a vision? Do we have a vision? Are we designing ourselves by a vision of our future, or are we instead designing ourselves by from a memory from our past? Because we're full of memories, right? My whole play, by the way, is a memory play, and it's interesting to do it now because I'm in a different place totally. But when I did it, I had already processed all that stuff. But still, all the memories are still there, and the question is, do we choose to live our life from those memories? Or do we choose, because they're not going to go away, they are there. All we're doing is connecting to them or not connecting to them. So are we choosing that, or are we choosing to have a vision for our future, which in reality, our future is now. It's not something in the future, it is here. If we put it in the future, it's always going to be in the future. So future is actually now, because there really isn't there isn't even a past, there's just now, right? Yeah, so what are we doing? But we're creating it in every moment by our thoughts. We could say that we're not, but we're looking at the world through our thoughts. There is a lot of people that are looking at the world in a totally different way than we are in this room. There's people in this room that are all looking at the world in a different way because we all have our own minds. And that's what, if you want to know why you possibly can't change something in your life, it's because you have choice. You always have choice. It's the one thing we have. Otherwise, we'd just be, well, I don't know. We wouldn't expand. We wouldn't grow. Evolution is about us having choice. That's what it's about, and the choices that we make every day, and how we power our lives with those choices. So I'm in the middle of somewhat what I could call a crisis right now in my own life with my family, because my mother was just diagnosed, she's 87 years old, and she was just diagnosed with cancer. Okay, now all the tests aren't in, none of that's all put together yet, but that's the facts in the world of form. So this could be a time of crisis. When I looked up the word, it says crisis means the turning point for better or for worse. Interesting, right? So there, even in that thing, that crisis that we call crisis in our life is a turning point for better or for worse. Now, who has control over that turning point? We do, right? Now, I don't have control over my mother. The only thing I have for my mother is my highest thoughts and my highest knowing for her. And the first thing I do when something like this happens, I call on my practitioner core, I call on my husband, I call on myself, and I pray. Because I know that when I raise my vibrational level, that I'm helping, I'm assisting, and I'm not wallowing in it. And as Ernest Holmes would say, going into the morbidity of it. But it's not easy, right? It's not even easy for me sometimes. And I had a turning point. We were, in our prosperity class, we talk about the page, I did this thing about page 60 in a movie script where the hero or the heroine picks up the plot goal and remembers who he is and runs to the end of the film. It doesn't mean he doesn't have more, but he or she starts to deal with things at a different level. They don't deal with it from the same old consciousness. They have a new consciousness. They realize who they are, and they move to the end of the film. Well, that's us, right? And we go through this all the time. We go through different things all the time where we're being confronted with something, right? Some challenge or some way of, it's like life, when you get into the science, this doesn't necessarily mean you never have something else happen in your life. But what happens is you start to get a different perspective. You start to get a different way of thinking. And then what happens is things start to change and you don't fall into the morbidity. Well, I had a moment where I did. It was really interesting because I think when you think you're going to lose your mother, I don't know if anybody else can identify with this, it was something really deep. It was like almost primal. It was like I couldn't even explain it to myself. I turned to my Patrick and I said, I don't think I'm ever going to be the same again. It just felt like I was sinking, right? I don't know what it was. It's not like it didn't depend on whether I had a good relationship with my mother or a bad relationship or what. It didn't depend on any of that. There was just something primal that I felt, and I felt like I couldn't control it. It was just there, and I felt like I was sinking, is the word I would use. So we did a treatment again, and I went to sleep that night, and when I woke up, something seemed different. It was that I surrendered. I surrendered to what was happening, and I realized that whatever was happening, even if I didn't understand it totally, that there was a divine intelligence within me that did understand it. There was a divine intelligence with me that was my true identity, that maybe right now I wasn't totally, completely, allowing it to envelop me, or I was allowing it, but I didn't totally have the whole picture. But I knew that the whole picture was there and that it would be revealed to me as I needed it to be revealed. And that the only thing that I needed to do right now was just be there and be love and not try to change anybody, because I got into that too. I have, my family thinks differently than I do totally anyway. And so they have a text stream going that's like totally like, oh my God, I can't even believe the things they're saying. And I found myself getting dragged into that, and I want to change them. I want to tell them what it's really about and what they can really do with this and blah, 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 blah. And the only person I could really talk to totally, like at some level, is my sister, which is really funny because I got to tell you this funny story. My family's Catholic, and my mother was in the hospital when this all happened, and she couldn't leave because of a certain thing that she needed to do before she left, and I'm not going to go into that because it's personal. But you can use your imagination. But my sister finally was talking to her on the phone. She goes, "Mom, why don't we just pray?" And she did her little prayer to Jesus, and the next thing I knew, 15 minutes later, the problem was solved, and my mother was leaving the hospital. So see, it doesn't matter. The energy was shifted. It doesn't matter like what people believe. It's what they believe is what they believe and what they can get in touch with. So that was really profound to me. I mean, I know it, but it was still profound in the moment. And I just chuckled and I was like, wow. And she sure shut my brother up then. But anyway, I know. Paul, I love you if you're watching. All right. He's not. But I would tell him in person, just so you know, I'm not talking behind his back. I would tell him in person. He's in my one-person show, and yeah, I would tell him in person. So, yeah, where am I going with this? I think I know where I'm going. I think you hear what I'm saying, is the idea that, we got to feel our feelings. Then, we got to, get with it, and we've got to know that there's something behind that. I know that because I've practiced this for a long time, and that I need to get to what's the belief that why am I feeling that? Why would I be feeling hopeless, or why would I be sinking? It's because I'm having a moment of crisis. I think that I'm being deserted. I think that, there's a million reasons why you could feel that. I think that maybe this isn't true. I think that, I'm scared. There's a million beliefs that could be behind it. But what I have to really know, like I said before, that even in the moment, and I have that kind of faith, that if I don't understand it totally, I can relax into it, like Ernest Holmes said. And that was my revelation. Relax into it and just allow it to begin to teach you. Because you're at a moment now, Rita, where you are going to another level. And sometimes we go through and we don't know we're going to another level, obviously. We're expanding. We're always expanding. We're never going backwards. So what I know about all of this, and for all of us, is there's never anything that's too big for us. If we will take the moment and really, truly get that page 60 point where we remember who we are and we remember what we want for our lives, not for everybody else's life, because we can't do that, but we know what we want for our lives and how we want to feel and how we want to live and how we want to be in this world, and go with that and let that power us and let that move us forward and let that be the thing that gives us comfort and strength. I hear this voice all the time that says, "Stay close to me, I'm here. Stay close to me, I'm here," because it's always here. We just have to connect with it. So thank you for being with me. I can't tell you how much it means to me to have a community like this at a time like this. It is amazing, and it's not a mistake that this month is about healing. Isn't that right? Chosen before any of this happened. So what does that say, right? And then I opened to the Science of Mind textbook that next day, and it's spiritual mind healing or something is that chapter of the readings this week. So yeah, there's no mistakes. Life is on our side. Just remember that. Life is on our side. It's for us. And nothing is ever over. Everything is eternal, and it moves through us, and we're always evolving, and we're always expanding. That's the truth, and that's what I know. And any challenges that we have is just that coming up for something to be healed, something to be neutralized, something to be revealed. So I trust that, and I have faith in that. So thank you. I love you. Maria.
I'm gonna make a change for once in my life.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna feel so good. It's gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right. As I turn up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind. See the kids in the street without enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their need? A summer's disregard, a broken bottle top, and a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the one in the me. I'm asking her to change her ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. Na 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 na. I've been a victim of a selfish kind of love. It's time that I realize there are some with no home, not a nickel to loan. Could it be really me, pretending that they're not alone? A willow deeply scarred, somebody's broken heart, and a washed up dream. They follow each other on the wind, you see, 'cause they got no place to be. That's why I'm starting with me. I'm starting with the one in the me. I'm asking her to change her ways, and no message could have been any clearer. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change.
How perfect was that? I mean, you can't even write this stuff. It just happens because it's. So how's everyone feeling? Yeah. Well, first of all, Rita, thank you. Just thank you for having the courage to be vulnerable at a time, especially this kind of time when it just happens. We were always taught by our mentor, you never talk about it till you process it. And I say that's not always true. True vulnerability is being vulnerable when you, yeah, exactly. That you absolutely being vulnerable when something else isn't being vulnerable and taking the risk that you're safe. And if you can't be safe here, then we got a lot of problems. So Emma Curtis Hopkins, who is just making a resurgence because she's a powerful lady. And it's very interesting. Rita did the Wednesday night on her. And since then, there's been a lot of talk of Emma Curtis Hopkins. And what's interesting is that she's one of our, she's called the teacher of teachers. And this is what she says. If you can redden your face with a thought, you can straighten your crooked bones with a thought. She's not fooling around. If you can redden your face with a thought, you can straighten your crooked bones with a thought. All dis-ease is a separation, a removal from what we think, where we think we need to do something, and we're on our own. And there's a lot of power. I was telling someone that there's an evolution that I'm going through right now as well. You know when you've been saying a lot of really nice things and it sounds really good and it sounds kind of warm and fuzzy, but it's got to really get to the core of who we are before you can really live it. And I know for me, I'm finally understanding dis-ease in a whole new way. And the power that I have, and the power that each and every one of us has. And it's kind of mind-blowing. I had an experience I want to share with you because I really, I got the whole mind-body connection at the time. And I was thinking of that idea that when we do get a red face, as she was, and I'm kind of notorious for it, so it's like it starts to, it's an emotion, it's a feeling, right? Something gets triggered, or there's a shame, or I'm embarrassed, or I'm angry. And then your face starts to show it. Mine, just so you'll know, I have a little history with that. Even as a kid, it was like Look at his red face. Oh, that's another self-esteem booster that I had as a, but, and then what happens is your face, it gets redder and redder as people point it out, right? I call it like the no filters. It's like, wow, your face is really red. And oh, I didn't know that. Does anybody have a mirror? So what I had some heat when I was a kid about it, but what I learned about it was, and I talked to a doctor. I go, "What's with the red face?" He said, "You got really thin skin, so your emotions are pretty much going to show. Everyone's going to get to know." Yeah, pretty much. So not yesterday, a couple days ago, I had an experience with my dear friend Anger. Oh yeah. Anger is a good friend if you make it one. If not, it will become your enemy. So something happened, and I had those lovely, and it was one of those days where you were totally like on the spiritual alignment, like I've got this. Yeah, I got it. And then all of a sudden, bing, 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 and every button I've ever had in my whole life starts surging through me. And so I go, okay, treat. I can't. I have to fight. I have to flight. I have to fight. And all of this stuff, and my face is getting incredibly red. I don't even have to look in the mirror. It's just, and I'm sitting there with it, going, okay, this is all about healing. And this is the point I really have to make, because it's really from that deep part of myself. I felt in my body the poison that was being excreted through my body. And I said, what is going on here? I could feel the acid releasing in my body because I was angry. And I said, what needs to be known here, man? I'd reach out for God, but I don't believe in an outside one, so where am I going? But I still went, oh, God, no. I learned so much from that moment of anger. And this is what I feel about talking story. If you look up talking story in the Hawaiian culture, very interesting. They even use the word BS. It's just talking BS, man. Just getting together with people and just talking. And I went, oh, it was supposed to be so much more spiritual when I was going to read that. It wasn't like talk story. I thought it meant, talk story. So I started doing some talking of the story, and I called a practitioner in California that I work with, and I go, I need to talk story. And so I started telling my story, all the details, how they done me wrong. I got it, and then this one, and then this one, and hold tight, because I got another page here coming. And she's a therapist, so hello, that's gonna, and then I'm right in the middle of it. I'm gonna justify why I'm angry, man. I'm gonna let you know. And so I go, oh my God, I'm covering up my feelings with my story, with all my details. Because if I talk about the story long enough, I won't have to tell you what I'm really feeling. And I was feeling angry, and I was feeling disrespected, and my integrity was being messed with, and I felt threatened, and I felt not loved, and I felt all of those things. I felt abandoned. I felt like, how dare you? Do you know who I am? Do you know who you are? So when I was able to give up the story for a moment, just a minute, I was still quietly pissed. I wanted it to go poof, and then I can't wait to tell everybody tomorrow. And I'm just taking you through this process with me because I know we've all shared it to some degree. But when I felt the story kind of disappearing, I said, what are you really feeling? Oh, my buttons were pushed because I don't feel you respect me. I don't feel like you honor me. And then I was able to quiet myself for a moment. And what I realized is why we get sick. Not because of just this thing I'm sharing with you. It's because I get trapped in the story. We can get trapped in the story sometimes. And the story, that's what's very funny about this philosophy. Not funny, haha, but ironic that everyone keeps thinking that, they try to hide their feelings with their positivity. No, we're not. I want to hear your story, but I'm more interested what's underneath that story. Because the story is covering it up like it did for me. And when I came out of it, I said, wow, the chemicals of stress is what causes the dis-ease in our bodies. And here's the emotional clincher. Our emotions are the only thing we have control of. I had control. It felt out of control. And you know what I realized? Just because you asked. I couldn't let go till I was right. And my healing comes from not having to be right. That I have integrity, that I respect Patrick. I honor me. I love me. And sometimes I forget when you threaten me. Not anybody here, but when you threaten me. Rumi says, don't hide your heart, but reveal it, so that mine may be revealed, and I might accept what I am capable of. Healing begins when you can turn to your feelings. Because anger, for me, scares me. Because I might do something bad. But if I keep running from the boogeyman, then of course I'm going to be scared, and people do very, very desperate things when they're scared. Body-mind connection. I love Dr. Joe Dispenza. Spanza, I know. Anyway, I love the man. He is the man. It's okay, we're going to be switching in a couple of weeks. Dr. Joe will be a thing of the past. He says, warning, when feelings become the means of thinking, or if we cannot think greater than we feel, we can never change. To change is to think greater than how we feel. To change is to act greater than the familiar feelings, and really hold on to your seats, the familiar feelings of the memorized self. That's what happened to me. I was memorizing something that I've done over and over and over again, and I don't even know if I believe it. And I don't even know if they were disrespecting me. And I don't even know anything. And damn, that feels good. This not having to know, sitting in the I don't know. Sitting in the I don't know what's going to happen with my mom. But what I do know is who I am. And we are together collectively this wondrous, wondrous energy that is so powerful. So powerful. The memorized self. Dangerous stuff, man. Because what we can do, what I can do, not we, I can do, is to be vulnerable enough to open up and say, this is what I'm feeling. So we're not covering up feelings, my friend. But to have the courage to say, I am bigger than any feelings. And that's the positive ones too. Life is going good? Yeah, I love that. I'm even bigger than that. So this isn't all about how do we get rid of all of our anger, depression, all of the stuff that we work with. This is about saying that we are bigger and greater and learning more and more about us. I believe that we are on the precipice right now of self-healing like we have never known it. Because I'll tell you why, briefly. I'll tell you why. It's because we are getting sick and tired of giving authority over to something outside of ourselves. I love doctors. They're wonderful. But they are not my God. I have an authority that I can count on. And we can use the medical world. We can utilize them and embrace them. But you cannot tell me I'm going to heal or not heal. I am the healer and the healed, all in one package. And whatever route we go is perfectly fine. But I am the healer and the healed. And if you're thinking to yourself, I haven't been able to heal my health, stop it. That's not important. The importance is saying, what do I want? What do I want to feel? And live in that. I'm sick and tired. Somebody said, you make me sick. That's impossible. How dare you? Don't you remember that one? You make me sick. Look at that, all that energy behind that. You make me sick. And I say, liar. I didn't make you sick. Our thoughts sometimes make us sick. And then you say, oh, don't say that, because that makes me feel bad. No, we're here to make you feel good. I don't know how I do what I do, but I'm a healer. I don't know how I do it. But the one thing is, who cares? If you can heal yourself, who cares how you did it? If you can go out there, go over to that barbecue, whatever that place is, I've never been. If you go over there and you eat a big chicken leg with barbecue sauce and it heals you, then hallelujah. Stop trying to find the right way. The right way is to say, I am tired of being sick. I'm tired of being poor. I'm tired of not having a relationship. I am tired of that. But I'll tell you what I am. I'm all of that, and I embody it. We could just go on all day, couldn't we? But we won't, because I'm looking at the clock, and I'm feeling somebody going, wah. No. Let's talk humor on my way out. Laughter, my friends. It heals everything. We take ourselves so seriously. If you had seen me when I was in my anger mode, all like, I wish I just had a mirror to see this beautiful Patrick who's so filled with love, and then all of a sudden going, and face, could light up a city with that redness. Wow. I just love you. Do you know how much I love all of you? Yes, you do. So I will end with a wonderful quote from this wonderful metaphysician, Patrick Feren. You don't have to respect me, love me, because I'm going to do it all myself. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, open, honest, loving, daring to claim and announce who we are, then we open the floodgates of healing in every area of our lives. God, I love that man. Goodbye, Joe. Hello, Reverend Patrick. I love you. Have a wonderful day. Heal, heal, heal. You're already healed and the healer. And so it is.
May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on.
Thank you.
We're all stunned, aren't we?
Yeah, we're stunned.
Well, yeah, everybody. Where are we?
Okay.
We're at our time of
We're
giving
at our time of giving. I'm excited.
that we've been
We have
doing
2 checks.
all morning long, haven't we, Maria?
Yes. Thank you so much from us, from CSL Kauai, from the way we support this center and allow it to go forth and heal and prosper and bless the world. That's what we're doing, raising consciousness. So thank you for your consciousness and for your donations. Yes. So let's do the little beautiful affirmation. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, my life and the world. And so it is.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have.
And so I give thanks for these tithes, these gifts, these offerings, knowing that they are the free flow of Spirit as abundance in and through each one of us, from Spirit in and through each one of us to touch Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. And so I give thanks that these tithes, these gifts, these offerings are blessed, pressed down, overflowing, and return to each one of us in a way that is a blessing. And so thank you. Mahalo, mahalo. And so it is.
Thank you, Reverend Diane. Thank you, everyone.
Where are the children?
Where are the children? Are they coming?
I don't know if I got them.
Oh, well, while we're waiting.
I know they're in there.
Okay, here they
I
come.
know you're in there.
All right.
In the
well,
meantime,
yeah, while we're waiting for them to come, let's talk about our practitioners. Who's on today? Come on up. We might as well just come up now.
yeah, well,
But just leave room for the kids. Stand over here so we have room for the kids.
good.
Yeah. So we have, good. And I'm going to
good.
be up here today too. So, okay, we'll let them
So-
just stand up here and then we'll talk about them in a minute because here come the kids.
There we go.
right.
Ah.
Good. Oh.
And William
yay.
is the biggest kid
Hey,
of
Malia.
all.
Hello, Malia. Hi, and Rowan's got Malia. And where's...
Oh, and look at
got
that little
Janice here
headdress,
today.
Miss Janice.
Hey, Ruby. How are you? Good, good. All right. You take the mic, Janice? This is Janice, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
This is Janice. Give it up for Janice.
Wow, thank you. We had an awesome day talking about self-love, and practicing giving and receiving love. Yeah.
That says it all. Anything else? That's it.
We have some pictures, I see.
Yeah.
Some pictures they want to share. We did art and poems.
You want to share your pictures? Yes? You want to say anything about them? Nope. Okay. Then just hold them up so everybody can see them.
So hold them up. There
Yep.
you go. There you
Wow,
go.
they're beautiful. Ooh, look at that.
And we have,
Gorgeous. Look at that. Wow.
and so we have something to say about you. You know how this
So
works.
here we go.
You ready? Where's my little thing? There you go. Oh, you
You
are
are
amazing.
amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you. Yay. And
There
that
you go.
goes out to all the children in the world.
And
Yes.
just an FYI, on March 30th, we're starting our wonderful.
Outreach youth program for kids 9 through 12. We almost have enough kids. I haven't counted today.
Yeah,
We're gonna- yeah.
very good. But anyway,
So-
pass the word. It's a wonderful. It's a free program here that was donated by a wonderful grant that we have. So
Yeah.
we're able to do that. So it's going to start with 8 weeks.
It's called Kids and Arts. We're going to be doing theater and different art medias with the kids. So yeah,
Exactly.
it's going to be good. Yeah.
So
Okay, so back to the practitioners. All right, so here we are. And we are practitioners before we are anything else. That's what we are. That's what we are. And practitioners are trained and licensed to uncover the truth, basically. Uncover the truth within you if you're having an issue in your life and you want to know something different about it. They know how to get to the core. Now, what they do for you today during this service is basically called a 2 or 3 minute miracle. It's not a session. So if you want a session, then you have to set up a time for them, and there is a fee for that. And it is a wonderful, amazing experience of spiritual counseling and also treatment. So, but today, if you have something pressing, something came up for you during the service, and you just want to know, we want a dose of truth, come see us up here, and we will do that, right? Yay. So,
and Maria is a little step higher today because we have lifted her up on this little pedestal.
Thank you
there.
to Rob
And
Jones.
it's very cool. Thank you, Rob Jones. All right.
Okay, we're ready. I think we're ready to close out.
I think we are. Shall we?
All
Shall we
right.
all stand and get that energy up and at it?
Good closing.
Remember just who you are, oh remember. You're a being of the stars, oh remember. The wisdom within, oh remember. All the joy you can bring, oh remember. We can have peace on earth, oh remember. All that you are worth, oh remember. All that you know, remember. Seeds take time to grow. Remember, remember all that you are. Remember, remember, remember the power of love.
So in this moment, I am remembering who and what I am. I am that power of love, and I know that is each and every person in this room and beyond here. The power of love is what changes everything. And I know we are perfect love at all times, and I am so grateful to know that, and grateful for all the people who served today to help this service happen. And that would be Michelle for doing those amazing announcements, and to Angela, Stephanie, and Sue for being at the doors, the Malama team, to beautiful Reverend Diane for leading us in meditation and sharing those beautiful words with us, to Rob back there who brings our service to the community out of this center and beyond, and to Jonathan to make sure we're heard. Thank you, Jonathan. And for the flowers, Arlena and Peter, thank you for keeping those flowers coming. We even have 2 bouquets today. And for my beautiful lay from Malia, thank you, Malia. And to Ron Stover and his team, Elizabeth, and I don't know who else is back there, Reverend Suzanne and whoever else is helping. Thank you, mahalo, mahalo. To Roseanne and the bookstore, to Maria and Luis, mahalo. To Janice for taking the kids today and inspiring them, and for George who also does that. And I don't know, thank you to everyone here. And Ron's pointing to somebody.
Deb?
Oh, Deb. Okay. Yeah, Deb for helping us. I was like, he's pointing to Deb. always to Deb. Thank you, Deb. She
But
supports
Deb's
us
gonna
so
be,
much.
with the tomatoes
and she's selling
afterwards,
tickets
yeah.
out there. So yes, thank you for that. And thank you to everyone here today that came, and just all the great energy that we have together and individually. I am so grateful. And I know we take this energy out into the world and we use it in our lives, and we lift the consciousness of this planet with everything that we do, everything that we say, everything that we feel. We are on target right here and right now.
Yes.
I know that and claim that, and let's just let it be so, as we say, and so it is.
Remember just who you are, oh remember you're a being of the stars, oh remember the wisdom within, oh remember all the joy you can bring, oh remember we can have peace on earth, oh remember all that you are worth, oh remember all that you know, remember seeds take time to grow, remember, remember all that you are. Remember, remember, remember the power of love. The power of love.